Now, the benefits of exercise and the benefits of resistance training are so big. Resistance training within itself is obviously using weights to load the muscles and load the tissues so that they either get stronger, they get bigger, or they get more activated and they're utilized more. From a health perspective, when you get older, your level of muscle decreases and actually your risk of falls go up. People that are over 70 or 80 will have a high level of risk of falls because they don't have the musculature to keep them up straight or moving their legs forwards one after the other. I've seen this so many times when I used to work in an elderly person's home back when I was like 21, that those people didn't have any strength in their legs. And no fault of their own, they didn't know what weight training was, but actually the ones who did regular exercise when they were younger, that did regular exercise all the way up into their 60s and 70s, were the ones that never had a problem with falls. So making sure that you're priming yourself for the long term by being super active and getting those strong leg muscles and upper body muscles so that you can withstand that elderly age. Outside of that, being stronger allows you to do things with much ease. Those grocery shopping, those lifting, new DIY stuff, being able to reach something for someone else, being able to pick something up for someone else. They're all things that will benefit from you being stronger. Your ability to play with your kids if you have any. The ability to go and partake in a last minute sporting event or sports day. The ability to have something to aim for over the long term is going to be super, super important when it comes to resistance training. The reason why resistance training is so important when you're looking at someone going through their, from 14 all the way up to 60, is that there's no cap on it. There's no cap on the amount that you can get out of it. Progressive overload, which I'll talk about in another video, is when you can add progress over time. Now, resistance training is probably one of the only ventures that you can do that most consistently in a really safe manner. If you wanted to progressively overload your spin class, you'd either have to do your spin class for longer or you'd have to do the spin class faster, which may not be possible because of how intense they are. Which means that you'll reach a ceiling and reach a cap of how much you can get out of that specific session. So if you're looking to do it for 5, 10, 15 years, you're going to reach a point that you cannot get anything more from it. The same with like walking. You can only either go faster or you can go for longer or go in more of an incline. With resistance training, you have everything from changing the exercise to doing targeted muscles, exercises, increasing the weight, increasing the reps, reducing how fast you do the exercises, how little rest you take in between and how much more rest you can take. You've got different types of programs that you can do, and you've got different specific goals that you can achieve using that one specific area of like the gym or resistance training. Which means that in the long term, when you're chasing that health, you're chasing that strength and you're chasing that progress, it's got a larger room to grow. You can do it for 1, you can do it for 15, you can do it for 25 years with still making progress over time, which is going to be huge when it looks at the long term. You're going to get in shape, but then staying in shape requires you to do some level of activity and progress over time so that you can stay interested, because you always want goals and you always want targets to work towards, even if they're small and minor, or even if they're large and overbearing. You need something to chase. And the other benefits of that, it allows you to go into an area and develop a skill. Resistance training, different exercises, different ways of doing things, all require skills to be developed from a technical perspective, but also from a intensity perspective and how well you do those things. Learning new skills is just like learning how to ride a bike, Spanish, Hindi, whatever you're learning and how you can do it. It all comes at the cost of developing skill over time. Resistance training has that for you. Over time, you can develop new skills. You can develop the skill, but at higher resistance with more weight or more reps, which will require you to have a lot more skill. And again, if you're looking at the long term, you're looking at something that you can do over the vast amount of years that you have left. You want something that will keep you interested and you'll be able to develop a skill over time.